Stu and then Czar and Ron. Do you feel like you can read between the lines a little bit on that and say Boston made the decision, we're not going to go with a guard like a Fultz or a Ball. We want a Jackson or a Tatum. We want to get bigger. We want a forward. So let's just trade down a couple of spots and go that way. Is that your read on Boston's thinking?
Well, I think there are a couple things that I read out of Boston. One is, obviously they felt Fultz was a supreme talent, but he would be coming to a team with 53 wins with a already established core of guards. And I'm sure, at least in Boston's mind, they questioned in terms of how productive that #1 pick would be right away. Secondly, listen, Boston is a defensive-based club. I mean, that's been Brad Stevens' mantra from day one. Fultz defensively still needs some polish in terms of his footwork and his focus on details defensively. You get someone, assuming they take Josh Jackson, who can effectuate the game on both sides of the ball. Josh is a terrific defender, both on the ball, has the ability to pressure up and get into you, and off the ball, he uses his length and anticipation. Also, on the offensive end, he fits in with the Boston scheme in that he can score in a variety of different ways, still needs to become a little bit better three-point shooter, but he has a great ability to see the court and make other players around him better, which fits right in with the way that Boston plays offensively.
If that was Boston's thought process, they're going after the right person. I'm a huge Josh Jackson fan. He's Boston tough. He's one of those guys, Coach, that you don't lose the game on the bus on the way to the game with a guy like him. He's not getting nervous. He's a soldier. He comes to work every single night, plays with maximum effort, scores it, gets to the basket, underrated passer. He can draw attention on his drive and find guys. His approach to the game, his mindset, the way he comes at you is one of those things that I love about him. And he doesn't mind doing it on the defensive end, which everyone knows is Boston Celtic basketball. You have to have that certain amount of toughness. You have to have that certain amount of grit. But I love what he brings to the game. He's a soldier.
Let me approach it this way. You're mentioning a lot of good things about a lot of good teams, except for one thing. You've got guys already on these clubs that have young players in those positions, and now you're going to bring in another guy. Like Boston has a guy named Jaylen Brown, not bad.
Pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, not bad. So maybe what this is telling us is that the NBA team's a little bit nervous about just how good these high draft picks are, that maybe they're not really ready for the NBA right now. And do I want to take them that high and just sit them behind this other guy for the next 2 or 3 years? How happy are they going to be? Will they develop by getting very few minutes in a lot of these cases? Just a thought, throwing it out there. Maybe they're not as ready to play NBA basketball today.
So do you think they take him and move him for a mature guy? Is that where you were going?
That's another question for another time.